Good morning, Venerables. Good morning, friends. Do we have some new friends today? New to MABA? Welcome, welcome to MABA. I hope you can hear me. Is that okay? It's very hot out there. I heard that it's over 90 degrees today. So make sure you stay hydrated and in a cool place. This is a cool place. So welcome to MABA. For those who don't know me, my name is Katty. People call me different names: Kitty, Katty, Kathy. I'll answer to all of them. Because a name is a name, right? So I'm looking at the clock to see, how much time do I have. I have a lot to share with you today. This year, the Master Jiu assigned all the Dharma talkers a topic. It's called How to Bring Harmony to the Society. So I think I have 2 talks before. I will share with you from the Buddhist perspective how to bring harmony to the society. To start with, you have to understand why there's no harmony, right? So on my first talk, I kind of, share with my audience, maybe you're here, maybe you're not, about what happened in this world. What happened? Why do we have all these suffering around us or among, all of us? Let's look around and see wars. We see people getting sick. Pandemic just over. Is it over yet? I'm not quite sure. Maybe still lingering a little bit, but hopefully we'll, not totally, completely get over it. At least, it doesn't bother us or affect us in health-wise. How about gunshots? Do we have that? That's all outside. That's not, we can do about it. But do we have conflicts within ourselves? Think about that. Do we fight against ourselves? Hey, this is a right doing. Hey, this is a wrong doing. Somebody says something to me, I really hate it. Oh, I'm going to remember you life after life. Congratulations, you have life after life in hatred. Conflicts, not just outside, but also within ourselves, within our family. My husband said something to me this morning, I really hate it. Hey, you're not going to have any dinner or good dinner for the remaining of this month. So all these conflicts are nothing but bring suffering to us, not only our physical body, but also mentally. So how are we going to bring harmony within this body and mind to start with, let alone looking outside? Outside, yeah, sometimes we can control, sometimes we cannot. okay, like the wildfires, a lot of nature. But at least we can be careful when we go out to the mountain, make sure that we don't create any cause for that to happen. So to eliminate conflict is one of the ways to end suffering. In Buddhism, suffering is the noble truth number one. Let's face it. We are suffering. No matter how comfortable our life is. I live in a mansion. I drove a Mercedes. I have good family. And you're telling me I'm suffering? No, 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 not at all. Hey, I'm living happily. But how about getting sick? Can you control that? How about dying? How can we face the death? And you don't admit that is suffering? The Buddha said that no matter how comfortable we are at this stage, at this current moment, we are still suffering. We're suffering because everything is changing. Things that I like, people that I love, words that I like to hear, music to my ears, food that I taste, smells, roses, the fragrance, softness of the cloth that we wear, air conditioning that make our body comfortable. They are all changing, like it or not. They are all changing. So, because we are craving and clinging to those things that are so pleased to our sensations, we suffer. When we get $1 million, I'm so afraid that I'm going to lose it one of these days. How about people come to my house and grab it all? I have such a beautiful family. How about after accidents happen? Changing. So craving and clinging bring suffering. Started my talk about craving for the past 2 talks. And today I'm still continue. Sorry about that. It might sound pessimistic. But the Buddha taught us that, hey, I walk this path. I'm bringing myself from a very bad condition, or what we call suffering, to the other shore of liberation. I walk this path. I'm not God. I'm not any mighty being, but I'm a teacher. This is what I did before. This is what I'm going to share with you. If you like, you have a choice that you don't like it. You don't have to. But if you like to end the suffering and go to the other shore of liberation, this is the way to do it. So that's what the Buddha taught. First, face suffering is a reality. It's a fact. Then we find out the cause. What causes us to suffer? We have to, if we go to the doctor and the doctor says, I don't care, this is the medication. I don't care what is the cause of, your sickness. That's not a good doctor, right? We have to find out what are the causes first before the doctor prescribe you the medication so that it would be functional and effective for the disease. So that's what the Buddha said. Find out the cause. And then because I experienced it, I guarantee if you follow this path, you are going to end suffering. So that is The second noble truth is find out the cause. Third noble truth is that, hey, this is from my experience, okay? And I guarantee you, you're going to end suffering if you follow this way. And then the fourth noble truth is what we call the Noble Eightfold Path, that the way to end suffering. So those are the four noble truths taught by the Buddha. Now, today, I'm at the point of sharing what are the causes. We just talked about the second noble truth. We're going to find out the cause. So this is what we call the three poisons. What brings suffering to us? One, the number one bad guy is craving. Craving, craving, craving. And then aversion. And then all these two are nothing but, the two sides of the same coin. Both of them are based on ignorance. When we talk about ignorance, we have this negative reaction and say, what do you mean? I'm not ignorant. I'm very wise. I'm smart. I get this and that degree. I am smart in my own specialty, my own area. That's not what it means by ignorance. We will explore it later when we have a chance. So the three poisons, the Buddha's teaching, translated in the language or Chinese or Tibetan, started from either Pali language, the Buddha spoke at his time, or the Sanskrit scriptures that has been passing down. So you will hear some terms here, which we already went over last time. So what happened? What ties us to suffering? What is the rope that actually bound us to suffering? The Buddha said that it can be categorized into 6 of them. So there are 6 fundamental afflictions, what we call the crashes. First one is craving, then aversion or anger, then ignorance, and then pride, skeptical doubt. Now this one is sometimes, I'll try to share with you what is that. Doubt. You think that, if I don't doubt anything, if I don't question anything, then how can I learn? Now this one is skeptical doubt. I doubt about the Buddha's teaching. I doubt about my teacher. Is he or she qualified? Is he or she explain it? Can she explain it clearly? Oh, I doubt about myself. Yeah, it is good. The Buddha's teaching is good. Definitely not myself. It's not good for me. Or, I'm so smart. Are you teaching me something? Doubt. So that is an obstacle that bars us from learning new things. It's like we have a cup of water. If the cup is full, can we put anything else in there? No, right? And then the other one is the wrong view. And we will go over that bit by bit later. Hopefully I have the time. Now let's stick with craving. For those who know me, and I repeat this again, I'm a chocolate lover. I crave for chocolate. Every single time that I see a chocolate, sorry, you know, you have some like 6 horses, you cannot pull me away from chakra. But I'm a diabetes. So how can I resist the chakra? I try. Trust me, I really try very hard to resist it. So one way is that don't buy it. If you don't see it, you can't have it, right? Problem is, every single time I walk into the store, guess where did I go first? Candy section. I cannot resist it, even though that Buddha said that it's not good for you, candy joy, no. But, you know, I'm only a human being. Now, that's a very bad excuse, okay, for myself. It's bad because my doctor already said that, do you want to use the insulin shot if you continue to do that? So, craving, 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 it's very dangerous. So, craving, like I mentioned, they have different characteristics. And don't worry about it if you haven't seen those terms before. We'll go through it a little bit by little bit. The first one is called lobha. It's a Pali language, okay? Lobha is greed, purely greed. Something that I don't have. I'm craving for it, you know, lobha. Or something I already have. I want some more, greed. That's one. The other one is called chanda. Chanda is a desire, but it's a wholesome desire. Sometimes craving is not necessarily the bad guy. Say if I would like to do some generosity, I crave the opportunity to help people. I would like to come to MABA and listen to the talk and learn and practice meditation so that I can get my mind settled down, so that I can make clear decisions when my mind gets sharper and clearer and not so scattered. That's an wholesome craving, wholesome desire. I won't use the word craving, but desire, okay? Then we have pema. Pema is what we call the sincere love, the love with your family member, between husband, between mother and father, between brother and sister, our relative. That is some kind of caring and cherishing. That kind of craving or desire is called pema. Then the next one is called samyojana. Now this one is something that is binding. It's one of the 10 fetters. 10 fetters means that, you know, there's some knots tied together, or something that tangle, that, you know, it's difficult to untangle. Says that it takes 2 to tangle, right? So tangle up, everything tangle up, that's called a fetter. Something binds you together. Then we have the kamaguna. That is the desire and cherish of the 5 external objects. What are the 5? Eye sees beautiful things, color, shapes. That's 1. Ear hear music, beautiful sound. Our nose smell good smells. Tongue tastes good, the chocolate. So our body touch, you know, whatever is soft, please to our sensation. So with the kamaguna, it's a desire and cherish the 5 external objects. Then we have raga. this is clinging or attachment to mainly sexual desire that pleases, the sensation through sex. Okay, so that is the sexual desire, what we call raga or lust. Then we have tanha. Now, this one is very difficult to deal with. It's a thirst and hunger that is a very intensified desire. Actually, this is the craving that we are talking about. Then we have the samyudaya. Now, this one, it's a term that we attribute to the second noble truth. This is what we call the cause of suffering. Craving is the cause of suffering. This is samyudaya. Are we confused yet with all those terms? I am. If you're not, I am. Okay. So, what are we going to do with that? Last time, at the end of my talk, I talked to my audience and said, ask me one question. I'm expecting one question from you. So if you're not here, you're not obligated to ask that question. So I will ask the question myself. Why do I need to know all these different kinds of characteristics of suffering? Suffering is suffering. Why do I need to know all these different characteristics? Well, there's a reason. This is what we call I, right? It's the physical body and our mind. So to every actions that we perform, whether words that we speak out or actions that I perform. Say, for instance, I see a person, I really hate this person. Next time I see him, I'm going to slap him. Action, physical action, right? Or I see my granddaughter and say, hey, sweetie pie pie. Words, right? Words and action come from where? It doesn't just happen. Exactly. Thank you. Come from the mental or the heart or the mind. So if we know what happened, that every single thought arises in the mind, then we will be able to know what is my next action will be. So knowing all these words, terms, characteristics is going to help us when we have a clear and steady mind through meditation or through learning. Then we'll be able to figure it out. We will be able to pinpoint when one thought arises. This is a craving for chocolate, and it is a craving for external object. Then this is what we call the kama guna. And how am I going to stop that? Because this is one of the cravings, and kama guna arises connected with my thought at this point. Then what is my next action? So, by the same token, if hatred, if greed arises, if tanha, thirst for something arises, we know that this is what happened in my mind. mentally. So how am I going to apply the antidote to it? This is why we have to at least know what is going on in the mind before we can bring harmony to ourselves. If we struggle, why do we struggle? Sometimes, we are fighting within ourselves. Why? Because we don't know that thought that happened is based on our previous experience and it's bad for us. Okay, somebody said something that I don't like, I really hate it, and it struggles in my mind and say that, okay, I'm going to remember this, I'm going to remember this, and I'm going to take action when I talk back. Whatever happened mentally, there is a term for that, it's called sankhara, the process of mind. So if we don't know, then how can we stop it? Right? So there's one more thing before I go to the next page that I want to share. I would like to share with you, Pema. So you say that, okay, it's a sincere love. Isn't that nice? That, among the family members, or between, those that who we like, who we treasure. Isn't that nice? And why is it bad? Why is it called craving? Because we know that craving brings to suffering. I'm using myself as an example. We have a granddaughter. She's 2 years old. Very, cute. And we love her so much. So just the past couple of weeks, we went to Seattle and visit them. And this is pure, love to my granddaughter, right? But when I leave, guess what happened? It hurts so much. I cannot bear the thought of departing from her. So is Pema good? In a sense, it is, because she gave me so much pleasure. She's so adoring. It kind of softened my heart so much. But then when I leave, we can still go back to see her. But how about at the time when I pass away? It's going to happen. Can I bear that? Is it good for me? I'm not saying that cut off the connection. I'm not saying that, be cold-blooded. That's not what I mean at all. I'm saying that to understand that all these attachments, eventually we have to detach. We have to detach. We have to learn a way to understand that no matter who is so dear to me, how much I treasure things external or even internal, this body and mind, one day, it's going to leave. Can we bear it? Better get prepared. It can happen anytime. Not that I'm thinking dying all the time, 24/7, but get prepared. When things happen, we won't be, being thrown out in the wilderness and don't know what to do. Just get prepared. That's what the Buddha taught. The Buddha didn't teach us that, being sad and pessimistic, oh, I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying. It's not that. It says that time is limited. Things can happen and change every single minute. So make good use of the time that we have. Make good use so that we learn when things happen, we have this clear and settled mind, sharpened mind, wise mind to deal with it. That's what the Buddha taught. Isn't that beautiful? I like it. I'm totally sold for that, or else I won't practice. I'm not a good practitioner. Don't mistaken that I'm a good practitioner. I'm not. I mean, I'm a talker most of the time. Am I a walker? I'm still working on it. Okay. So those are the terms. I really would like to share with you Tanha. So let me skip a couple one and get to Tanha. Tanha is the thirst and hunger. It's an urge. I have to have this or else I die. Okay, this is the kind of urgency and urge about Tanha. Let me save this for the next time because my time is running out and I don't want to eat into the chanting time and the study group. So you see, I have a lot to share with you, but I only finished like about 1/3 of it. So I hope that coming to MABA, please come more frequently. Like I said, this is a cool place. You can get out of the heat, inside or up, outside or inside. The heat inside is sometimes worse than the heat outside. Okay, we can get rid of the heat at least for these few hours. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be liberated. Thank you very much.